The government has been exerting maximum effort to transform the nation's economy from agriculture-led into industrial-led one. To this end, it has been taking various measures that include homegrown economic reform agenda and a comprehensive macroeconomic reform program that has been launched recently to tackle long-standing economic challenges and transition to a more stable and competitive economy. Since its power assumption 6 years ago, the government has emphasized on expansion of industrialization and clearly outlined the goals of economic development in its 10 years prospective development plan. According to Ministry of Industry, the manufacturing sector witnessed a remarkable increase in investment over the past year, signaling strong confidence from both local and foreign investors. Recent data underscores Ethiopia's significant strides in economic development with a particular focus on the manufacturing and the labor sectors. Made in Ethiopia movement is a national effort to create a competitive manufacturing industry by solving the multifaceted problems the sector encountered in a sustainable, integrated and comprehensive manner. The movement has been taken as bedrock for the economic development of the country. It is a national effort to create a competitive manufacturing industry by solving the challenges in the sector in a sustainable and a comprehensive manner. The government has been formulating viable policies that prioritize the private sector's economic engagement and pave the way for a competitive business environment.
Before I'm discussing about the change of investment role in our regional government before and after the reform, investment is very necessary for the country's development. Today's what we call them developed countries, the process they have through on or pass through is the major one is investment. Investment of what? A private sectors. So before that, the awareness of our people, government at different levels have no good understanding on investments. Sometimes they are understood like harming peoples, polluting environments. They maybe lose their lands. So we are trying to wash such wrong thinkings on investments. So that one, the first things the reforming government do on that one. So our peoples are now asking, requesting investments at zonal levels, at warada levels, at city levels. A lot of investment reforms we have programmed and events in different towns in the different cities of our regional government. Most questions are investment questions. They demand, they trust investments. And also because of that, before the reform, almost 27 years, not more than 10,400 investments overall in Oromia. But now, almost twofold, of more than twofold, because our investment now registered in our regional government, legally registered, more than 24,000. So the reforming government opens a big door for investors, doing a lot of investment promotion events to attract local and as well as foreign direct investors. So there is a high demand. Even the new thing is our farmers. Most of our farmers are demanding to invest on their lands. So this is one of the fruit of the reforming government.
The formulation of a viable policy framework is also a significant milestone that has played a huge role in Ethiopia's economic transformation and building a vibrant private sector. Advantage Industrial PLC is among private sector operating in the country. The industry is producing and selling transformer to the local market in order to answer the high demand of the material.
Thank you for coming and visiting our factory today. My name is Dawit Belai. I'm the General Manager of Advantage Industrial PLC. As you know, Advantage Industrial is a distribution transformer and power transformer manufacturing factory located in Shaggar City, Melkano sub-city. We have been in operation for the last 15 years, producing these products for the Ethiopian market.
And its objective is to manufacture quality transformer and distribute it to the entire country.
So our first objective was understanding that Ethiopia is making the largest amount of investment in power generation. We're building many dams, wind turbine, and other power generation projects, and we realized that there was a shortage of products used to distribute that power to the end user. So we realized there was a big opportunity to invest in a sector that's a growing sector, the power generation and transmission sector, by manufacturing, distribution and power transformers for the Ethiopian market.
The Ethiopian electric utility has made a policy reform that encourages local investors.
Actually, for the past 10 years, the Ethiopian electric utility has made a policy of not purchasing distribution transformers from abroad. It made a commitment to the Ethiopian industry that distribution transformers and power transformers will be produced in Ethiopia and procured in Ethiopia. And that has made this industry grow. As you know, Advantage Industrial is the first factory in this industry, but now there are over 10 factories making transformers in Ethiopia. That's because Ethiopian Electric Utility has committed to purchasing these transformers locally. Furthermore, the reason for local production not only has to do with developing Ethiopia's own manufacturing resource development, but also because when we manufacture transformers locally, the Ethiopian Electric Utility has the opportunity to test the products at 100%, meaning every single transformer that's produced in this factory will be tested. Not just the end product will be tested, but the raw materials will be tested, the specification and design will be looked at and approved by Ethiopian Electric Utility in accordance with the designs that they give, and then the final product is also tested at 100%. So the idea that really quality Ethiopia-specific product is produced in this factory and supplied to the market has been a transformational point for this industry.
The company has been playing a crucial role in knowledge and technology transfer to the Ethiopians through closely working with universities.
I think that's one of the most important elements of this industry. When we first started this industry, we were the first player in this industry, and there was no trained workforce around transformer manufacturing. Because of that, we had to bring in over 24 foreign employees to train the our local workers in this industry. And that took 2 to 3 years we spent simply doing technology transfer from the foreigners to locals. After doing that though, what we did is we formulated a plan to work with local universities to make sure that electrical engineers, mechanical engineers were trained in transformer manufacturing and design fields. And we have a partnership with several different universities in the country where their electrical engineering students and their mechanical engineering students are able to come and work with us during their time in school, and after they graduate, they're employed by these factories and are able to produce now from the design to all the way to end point, we can say we are manufacturing an Ethiopian designed, Ethiopian manufactured transformers locally. We have linked the industry basically to the educational centers in the country by creating those educated workforce that's focused on this industry. We've been able to localize the industry. We have had now a complete technological transfer in the industry. So we can say that in the next step, Ethiopia can become a center for the development and the manufacturing of electrical distribution and transmission goods.
ትራንስፎርመር ከውጭ ነበር የሚመጣው ተሰርቶ ነበር የሚመጣው ወደ ሀገር ውስጥ አሁን ግን እዚህ አሁን እኛ አድቫንቴጅ ኢንዱስትሪያል ውስጥ ሙሉ በሙሉ እዚህ ትራንስፎርመር እያመረትን ያለው ነው።
Previously, transformer used to be imported, but now we've been producing it in our country. From designing to testing, everything is being done here. We are also getting good experience. I've learned how to produce transformer here in this company. We've been producing and distributing transformer across Ethiopia.
የተመረኩት ኤሌክትሪካል ፓወር ኢንጂነሪንግ ነው ማለት ስትሪሙ ይለያያል እንደየፊልዱ ማለት ነው። ወጣሁኝ ልክ ከሱ ጋር በጣም ይገናኛል ኦልሞስት ከኔ ጋር ይሄዳል ማለት ይችላል።
I graduated with electrical power engineering. Transformer production aligns with my field. This company helped me to invest my knowledge on transformer production. Learned more theoretical part at university, but here we practically learn the detailed part of the transformer. The company is also committed enough to replace imported raw materials with local ones through working with concerned sectors.
Our big hope for the future is that we are able to source raw materials locally. Primarily for transformers as well as cables, the main raw materials are copper and steel. So we're hoping that we know that these two raw materials are readily available in the mining sector in Ethiopia. Up until now, there was no industries that would be using these items, so the mining industries have been quite weak in this regard. So we hope the future is that the mining sector becomes a supply chain for us where we can get copper and steel locally. At that point, our products will be internationally competitive, not just from the point of view of quality, but from the point of view of pricing also. If we can produce transformers where the raw materials sourced locally, Ethiopia can truly become a center for the manufacturing of transformers, power transformers, distribution transformers, and other transmission goods. The manufacturing industry is an interesting industry. It has several challenges from importation of raw materials, availability of foreign currency for raw materials, importation, the import bureaucracy. However, it's also a very fulfilling sector because in actual terms, you can see the development of the industry day to day growing. You can see the training, our ability to train manpower, our ability to produce really quality goods. So there is satisfaction in it. And it's also for other investors, this is my point, this is a point that has to be underlined. It's a great sector to invest in because the opportunity is large. As you know, we have a country with a very large population that's growing. So manufacturing as the backbone to the economy is fundamental. Therefore, I think it's an important sector for the government to look at, but for other investors to look at also. Despite the challenges, the opportunities are larger. By doing several things. Number one, the product that we produce, distribution transformers, is used basically to transport power and to give power to the end user from the source of the production. That means this product is used on almost every industry, from the construction industry to the real estate industry to the manufacturing industry. They use transformers. So to have readily available quality product for this industry is a big help for the country's economy. Furthermore, we're doing import substitution. We're producing items that used to be imported from abroad. And lastly, we're creating a kind of labor, a kind of job that is education based, that can take basically students from the university and make them professional producers. So I believe this industry helps the economy in many different sectors.
Advantage Industrial PLC has been contributing its part to economic growth of the nation by creating job opportunities and discharging social responsibility.
I think industry and business has to have a conscience for the community that they preside in. So the kind of work that you create, the kind of jobs that you create, the kind of pay that you pay is part of your social responsibility. But furthermore, you have to look at what you're doing inside the community. For example, since we started production in this factory, it's been 1 year. And what we have done is we have organized other businesses in this area, in the Melkanono sub-city, to build a 3.3 kilometer road around the industry zone that goes all the way into Sangota village, which is the area behind the industry zone. So we're almost 70% complete on that road, and that project was about bringing not only our industry but our neighboring industries to provide an essential service to the community by building a new road. And hopefully we will be doing more projects like this in the future, because we can see that as the community develops and as we develop, they start seeing us as stakeholders in the community, and we become part of the community. And we think that's the perfect recipe for a relationship between industry and community. Ethiopian industries can be competitive internationally, there is no question around that. We have to solve several bottlenecks for industry. Number one is raw material availability and supply chain management. Number two is logistics. Once we solve these issues, there is no reason why Ethiopian industry is not internationally competitive. We have very low cost of power in this country. We have relatively low labor wages in this country. So we can not only be competitive, but we can be ahead in many sectors if we plan and work towards this issue. Primarily, the reforms, especially right now, the reforms regarding the foreign currency regime is a game changer for the manufacturing sector, because the financial reforms were able to solve one big issue, which was, for us and industries like us, basically the inavailability of foreign currency to import raw materials was the biggest roadblock to our growth, because we couldn't bring sufficient raw material because there was no foreign currency available in the market. We were not growing at a pace where we could have grown, and we were not manufacturing at our full capacity. We hope that now with this currency regime reform, that factories like us and industries like us will have a greater access to foreign currency, where they will have an ability to bring in raw material and machinery and resources in much larger quantity, where these issues are solved, and we can work at 100% capacity and contribute to the economy in a big way.
The first thing is, based on the macroeconomic reform, is it's a fundamental change, because most investors comes in our countries, the exchange rate and the difference, or how can they transact their hard currencies. This is very big issue, not only for local investors. It's very difficult for foreign direct investors. The biggest obstacles, the biggest bottlenecks was this issue. So this is solved based on these reforming governments. So our government is leveraging large investments to change our economy, especially our livelihood of our peoples. So this is one of the fruit of the reforming government. The other one may make us, our region, different is we have a clear regulations, a clear legal documents we have developed to encourage our farmers to invest on their lands The other one is we have a good documents studied, researches, and that one is already approved and working paper of the regional government, rural industrialization. This one makes unique Oromia because rural industrialization, this one may be the flow from rural to urban, the flow of the migration from rural to urban, that man maybe control that one and increase the productions and also the value addition of from raw materials to manufacturing. So this is the fruit of the reforming government. Hard currency is politics in the world, not only in our country. So in order to substitute the imported commodities, the imported goods from abroad, we identify each sectors, which one is requesting high dollars. So what potential and opportunity we have in our countries to substitute that one. So the last 2-3 years we are done on that one and we get successful results because we substitute on the half of this year 2017 in Ethiopian calendars more than 3.something billion dollars. Last year maybe 0.34 billion dollars. So this is a great improvement. So we are leveraging, we are attracting, we have a strong desire to attract local and foreign direct investors.
I think our company integrates into Ethiopia's plans in utilizing power. For example, as you know, we are now the first country to outlaw vehicles that use diesel and fuel. So we are now seeing a future that is electric vehicle future, EV future, which means we will need a lot more transformers, a lot more distribution lines to be able to fulfill this issue locally. And in that way, to have transformers produced in Ethiopia in a quality specified way will go a long way in solving these logistical problems also. Our long vision for Advantage Industrial is to be part of an industry in Ethiopia that is a center for electrical distribution and transmission equipment manufacturing. We believe that as Ethiopia becomes a center for power generation, we can also become the center for manufacturing of distribution and transmission equipment. And we hope Advantage Industrial will take a lion's share in that agenda, and we hope to see that in the future. Final message is that we hope that stakeholders understand that this is a very important sector. It's already a big part of the economy in Ethiopia. It's going to be a growing sector, and if it's supported, we can really realize the goal of making Ethiopia the center for the manufacturing of electrical distribution and transmission goods.
Yeah, Oromia is a land of opportunity, not only a land of potential. It's a land of opportunity. So please come and invest in Oromia. You can profit from any world, different from any world. You can profit more in Oromia. So invest in Oromia.